I was on we have the other show, the Jackson Sports Podcast, and it's with myself and a moto icon named Twitch, who's one of the greatest to ever do it in freestyle motocross, Ryan Sheckler, one of the greatest to ever do it in skateboarding, and Tyler Bierman, another motocross freestyle expert who just does like insane tricks. He just did a Red Bull video island hopping with Apple. So we bring in all these different icons. We just had, Jeff Raul, who's from the UK, and he loves Bisbing. He loves Bisbing. This guy is like a complete skateboarding icon and loves Patty the Batty. He grew up right down the street where Patty the Batty.
Oh, nice.
And we were talking about the edge, and we were talking about how you guys are like modern day gladiators, and that's like the Coliseum. And we get to watch for sport and for fun and for a hobby. We get to watch two guys. It's not skateboarding where they need to have a live audience, or freestyle motocross, they can go right in the hills. This is a sport where your practices don't count. Your gym time doesn't really get seen. What matters is when you step in the cage, and it's two different lives. There's people that I've watched over the years that we sponsor that are amazing at practice. They kill everybody in the gym, but the minute the lights are on, they freeze. They don't perform the way they perform. I mean, Perillo's walked me through a ton of these guys. I've seen a lot of these guys. You see the Hamzat camp. Like, it's modern day gladiators, and what you guys are doing in there is unreal, and it's unfathomable. So to be able to de-stress from that, and I'm not going to compare it to war, but like these guys that go and protect our country and our freedom and are, in battle, they come back, they have this post-traumatic syndrome because they're like, dude, I was just with my best friend watching his arm get blown off or hearing bombs. And it's craziness to think about. The modern mind can't think about this. It's the same thing with fighting. Imagine coming home and being like, all right, well, some guy was trying to literally kill me in front of 100,000 people and the whole world was watching. Now I got to just de-stress for a week. What am I supposed to do? And it's like, a lot of times that's why partying and drugs and alcohol get into the way of a lot of top name fighters. And I don't think people see that.
Yeah, you bring up a fair point, but also with the popularity of the sport, and then obviously as you get successful, then you get other people around you that aren't the best. The best examples, they're leading you down a dark path. I mean, I remember when I won the Ultimate Fighter, Dana gave a big speech to everyone. He said, you're going to make a lot of new friends. He said, typically, these aren't going to be good friends that you want hanging around. You got the hangers on, you got the people that want something from you, leeching from you. That's why I always kept a very small circle, because as soon as these new friends come along, and I see it these days, actually, I think last week, I don't want to name names, but there's been a few fighters recently on the post-fight speeches have said it, and they've been very emotional and breaking down in tears. And when they've lost, they were winning fights, and they had this whole new circle, and they thought, wow, I've made all these new friends, and I'm super successful. And then they lose fights, and then
they're
gone.
They're gone.
They're gone. They don't give a shit about you. They're just riding your coattails.